thought it would be another interesting idea to maybe go and look at the teams that are over the salary cap. And this is a problem because these teams with the flat cap this year, it is different. It is definitely different. There's a lot of teams that are very close to going over the cap. There's a lot of teams that are just in the middle of the pack. There are a few teams that are over the cap, which we will get into right now. And then there are teams that don't have much problems with the cap. But yeah, we're just going to go through every single team when it comes to their salary cap. And we're going to start off with the guys who are over the salary cap. So let's begin. I have 5 teams here. According to Cap Friendly, right now there are 5 teams that are over the salary cap. And I wrote them down. I wrote down some huge contracts that could potentially get moved out or that are taking up a ton of space. That may be bad contracts. And for a lot of these, they're going to be surprising. A lot of these you're going to think like, wait, he's getting paid that much money? So, it's really confusing and interesting thing when it comes to salary. So first off, let's start off with the Arizona Coyotes. And the Coyotes, honestly, just a disappointing offseason. I mean, they basically changed up their whole team. They hired Doug Armstrong as their GM. They brought in new scouts. They brought in new assistant coaches, directors, assistant GMs. They brought in like a ton of stuff. There's so many like new guys that they bought in that aren't players, by the way, that I'm just worried about. And looking at some of these high paid contracts that they have, I don't know if they can get rid of them. So currently Arizona is about $2 million over the salary cap. I'll bring up Cap Friendly right here real quick. That's one thing I forgot to do. And they really need to get it down. And here are some contracts that they can potentially trade away to bring it down. Jason Demers. They've been trying to get rid of the Jason Demers contract for as long as I can remember. 3.9 million years, $3.9 million, and it expires in 2021. Now that contract, when it was signed by the Arizona Coyotes, it looked great, but now I just don't know. So yeah, they're about $2 million over the cap. And the thing is with Demers, he's not the best defenseman. If he put up the numbers, that contract would be great. But he's just been really disappointing over the past couple seasons. And I just think that, if they find an opportunity to trade Jason Demers, even if it's not to get under the cap, just to trade him away, I think they will definitely take that. Another high contract that I think is like, this isn't like a contract that I think they'll move out. It's just a contract that makes me annoyed. The Phil Kessel contract. Now, when Phil Kessel came to Arizona in the Phil Kessel trade between the Penguins, I thought to myself, okay, Arizona's going to have a solid goal scorer, and they're going to need help. Turns out, Malkin and Crosby made him a solid goal scorer. Kessel showed points where he could play decent, but all in all, I just saw basically pure disappointment out of Phil Kessel. And it sucks when it comes to that, because we don't. It's $6.8 million and it expires in 2023. That's just, and with the numbers he put up, it's just disappointing. And I think Crosby and Malkin were the reason why he was so successful in Pittsburgh. To be honest with you, and you can disagree with me, but I think that's the case. That's why he was so good. So, I would definitely put him in a contract there that would make me disappointed. And I'm not the only one that thinks that too. A lot of Arizona Coyotes fans want Phil Kessel out of Arizona. There's a lot of them that do. After this disappointing season, I don't expect him bouncing back. So if you think that Phil Kessel will have a bounce back season, you're wrong. So anyways, that's it for the Coyotes. They have a lot of issues besides cap that they have to get into. The St. Louis Blues, they are currently about $2 million over the cap as well. All these teams actually, except for the Washington Capitals, which is the 5th team, are $2 million. Washington's $1 million over the cap. And, here are some big contracts with the St. Louis Blues. Marco Scandella. Marco Scandella, in all honesty, was really just a rental, I thought, for St. Louis, and that didn't work out. $3.2 million expires in 2025. I think that if they can find a way to trade out Scandella, I mean, he is a solid defenseman, but I think that cap is just too crazy to hold. And another thing here, I have Tyler Bozak, who is a center. $5 million expires next season. And, I just think that, he is a solid third, fourth line center. But in the end, he's not putting up the best statistics. And such a high salary cap. So I think that if St. Louis gets a chance, they will definitely trade Bozak away to get under the cap. Vegas. Vegas is a huge thing because, to be honest, Vegas doesn't really have any high contracts or any high players that they could really trade away. I don't see anybody that they could really all honesty trade away besides Alex Martinez. Alex Martinez has a $4 million cap hit. I couldn't speak apparently, and expires in 2021. Now, I mean, Martinez was honestly just a rental at the deadline, and it worked for a part of it. But I think they have to do something to trade him away. And the reason why Vegas is even over the cap is because they signed Pietrangelo. They thought it was NHL 20, and they signed Pietrangelo, or NHL 21. I'm sorry, I still haven't got NHL 21 yet. Hopefully, I'll get it tomorrow, or maybe even later today. But I doubt later today. So ever since they signed Pietrangelo, they thought they were in NHL 21. They could just pay him as much money as they want. They were higher over the cap. They were like $5 million over the cap, or around $7 million, I think. If they didn't trade Nate Schmidt away, that would be a heck of a lot worse. And I still think I still think Vancouver won that trade by a landslide. So I really only see Martinez being one that they can move out. I don't see anyone else on the offensive side. Goaltending, they announced that Fleury's not going to get traded. Neither is Leonard. It's just, they did try to trade Fleury, but, I just don't see anyone offensively or goaltending-wise that they could really trade away. So I think that's out of the picture. So I think Martinez is really the only guy that I have. The fourth team, I have the Anaheim Ducks. I only have one contract for them as well because there's really no contract that they can move out that would be worth it. David Backes, although David Backes did announce that this is likely going to be his last season in the NHL or in pro hockey in general, I think that they should still try and move him out. He's $4.5 million and expires next season. Backes is way out of his prime. I think it was out of his prime when he came to Boston, to be honest. Or did he come from Boston? He came when he came to Boston. I think he was out of his prime after the St. Louis because he just didn't really put up the points in Boston that Boston exactly needed. So that's why they traded him to Anaheim with Heinen and Ritchie and disappointment. But anyways, I think that's really the only guy that Anaheim can move out. And the final team that I have here, the Washington Capitals. Now they don't have as bad as the other teams. All they got to do is clear out, I think, like $1 million in cap space. So it's not horrible, but you still got to clear it out. Really, the only huge contract that I have here is Michael Kempny. Kempny has been disappointing this season. He's a defenseman, $2.5 million, expires in 2023. If I think Washington gets the opportunity to get him off the team, I think they'll take that. There's a lot of guys who might take Kempny because he is a solid second, third pairing defenseman. So I would definitely rank him there. So yeah, that's it for the salary cap video. If you enjoyed the video, do make sure to like the subscribe button. We were trying to get to 600 subscribers by the end of the year. I know not many people watch these videos, and if you watch till the end with the cap videos, thank you so much. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, I thank you for the support and watching the video. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.